Look who's here for graduation! Yay! Family! And we're just sitting outside the hotel, kind of like having a conversation. And my mom started saying something really interesting. Like, you had a friend who...
A friend?
I don't know, tell the story. Not a friend, someone.
I like to watch TED.com presentations, and there was this 28, 30-year-old woman who, as a college freshman, got lonely in school. And she was tired of the questions, people asking, how are you? Fine. All this small talk didn't mean much to her, and she didn't connect with people. So she somehow, a couple years later, developed something that became viral and got very big, and it's its whole organization. And it's something about how do you skip small talk and just go straight to the big question. So she went to people randomly on the street and said, what do you want to do before you die? And a lot of people are like, I don't know. And then finally they thought about it and they came up with an answer. And then she asked them a follow-up question. Okay, what are you going to do if you're going to die tomorrow? You know you're going to die tomorrow. And that created conversation and deep meaning and deep thought and connection. So then she has designed a whole deck of cards. She spent a whole year thinking about what are some really big questions. So she kind of inspires people to communicate and converse, talking about deep issues, and I think that's great. I wish I knew the lady's name and
Yes.
the title of it. I'll let you know.
We're all gonna die. That's like what I always say, and people are like, Melanie, you're so depressing. Like, don't say that. Like, I don't want to die at age 26. Like, my coworker was like, come on. Like, so anyways, basically, people think it's depressing to think about death or talk about death or, even mention it. Because people don't want to think about it. You don't want to think, oh my gosh, what if your family member dies tomorrow? What if you die tomorrow? What if, people just kind of don't want to think about it and it doesn't seem real. No one really expects it. But if you live your life in a way that you will die tomorrow, then it's like you'll have such a more fulfilling life. Because what do you always want to do, It's like, oh, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z tomorrow, or not tomorrow, like next month or next year, or when I'm older I'm gonna travel, or I'm gonna do this, or moving to New York City. I just randomly was like, I'm gonna move to New York because it's something I always wanted to do. Life is so short, you don't know. I could be sitting in Virginia right now and not have these amazing college years of life in New York, thinking, oh, I can always go to New York when I have more money, when I'm older, when I'm in a career. It's like, no, do it today. Make your dreams happen. Shia LaBeouf speech.
That's right, and it's great. And you're living on the edge when you dream and you just jump in and go for it. Stop analyzing and just make changes, move around,
Yes.
get new experiences, be alive, live your life alive.
Yes, Mikey, making faces.
What?
Be alive and live your best life you can imagine. I remember having this conversation with my friend Daniel Koo, recently before I moved to New York, and he was like, whatever you do in life, I was kind of deciding what my future was going to be, and he's like, whatever you do in life, make it your best life possible. And that just stuck with me. Ever since then, I'm like, oh my gosh. Right, Dad? Any thoughts on this matter?
Just live every day as if it's your last, because one day it will be,
And you never know.
and you never know.
Yes.
So there you go. That's
So we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I know.
And you never know.
Serious.
I'm like, it is serious. Every time I get in a car, I think to myself, what if a car hits me, or what if I don't know, anything. You're on the highway.
This year,
freak
there
accidents.
have been some shocking deaths. Our
Yeah.
good friend Gary, shocking death. Talked to him that morning, and it traumatic, horrible, shocking. I just found out a Facebook friend lost her 28 or 25-year-old nephew in a car accident. Shocking. I know this is a much lower level. Our pet Quincy was hit by a car. You're just struck that boom. But I don't want to compare a pet to a human.